crime in Weston-super-Mare. I was victim of crime recently in Weston. I'd come Christmas shopping with my friend and we were driving along the seafront road and we saw someone beating his dog. It was a staffy type dog with a muzzle on, and the little dog was pushing its muzzle in the snow and having fun in the snow. And its owner that was walking with it didn't like this and was beating the dog over the head. So we pulled in and we said, why are you hitting a dog? And we got a lot of expletives, a lot of the F word. And when we said, please, would you not do that? He pushed me in the road into oncoming traffic. Luckily, at that point, I wasn't injured. And my friend phoned the police on 999, and the guy ran off with the dog. And my friend followed him down the road, essentially. His girlfriend, who was with him and had been watching him beat the dog and done nothing about it, walked the other way. So I followed her at a safe distance and left my car basically down that end of town, and followed behind her to see where she was going so I could find out where she lived or where he lived, and give the information to the police. And we were going past the police station, which was great. So I rang the police on 999 myself as well and said to the police, I've been assaulted and I want to report an attack on an animal as well, a dog. And could someone come out the police station, which I'm now passing with the suspect's girlfriend? Could someone just come out and find out where he lives from her? And they said they didn't think they had a car available. So I followed at a safe distance again, but when I got into town, she had phoned her friends ahead. And when I got into the centre of town to see where she was going, I was set upon by her, another female, and a male in his, I'd guess, late 20s, and I was really badly beaten. I was pushed to the floor after having the man put his fingers right in my eye sockets. I was kicked on the floor and beaten and kicked in the head. This woman had bashed me in the face 3 or 4 times at that point, and I thought I was being killed. This was in Regent Street in Weston, in full view of all the public on the 21st of December, and excuse me, I thought I was going to die, and I shouted, could somebody help me? And nobody came to help. I managed eventually to struggle under these people and get into a shop there, a sweet shop, and said, could you help me? Could someone phone the police? And the lady in the sweet shop said something like, could you leave? We don't want any trouble. So there I was. I couldn't see very well. This eye, the capillaries were punctured and there was blood pouring down my face. My head was all swollen up here. I was very disorientated and very frightened. And luckily, I thought, the police station's just round the corner. I'll walk over there. So I walked a few yards, I don't know, a few hundred yards to the police station, and went to report it to the police. And initially, they put me in a side room, and, let me say roughly, why I was in there. But then, the people that had attacked me, minus the bloke that had put his fingers in my eyes, came to the police station and reported me for assaulting them, which wasn't true. I couldn't believe it. Then, after a while, the police brought me out into the waiting area where the people who had attacked me, minus the other guy, and put us all on bail for a fray. And somebody, and I think it was the PC that I was speaking to, but it might have been one of the desk staff, said, you're all on bail for a fray and you have to come back at the end of the month. And I was put in with these people that had attacked me. And I needed to go to hospital. But the paramedic who came in said there were no ambulances free, and he would take the assailants to hospital in his ambulance, and I would have to make my own way. The police offered to take me, but actually, before I went to hospital, I decided to go to the local Mare office, Weston Mare, because I could not believe that I had been brutally attacked, almost killed, I felt, and still do feel, and I was arrested for a fray. What's going on? I was told we were bailed till the end of the month because the policeman that arrested us was off on rest days until the 29th of January. I mean, what's all that about? Why were the people that attacked me not immediately taken to separate rooms and interviewed, and me taking an interview then? Well, it's all fresh in my mind and they don't have time to make a story up. He rang me yesterday, the PC from Weston. He said, when you come in, you'll all be interviewed then. And that means that those people that have attacked me have had a month, or will have had slightly over a month, to coordinate their lies, because apparently they're lying and saying I attacked them, even though it's broad daylight, 4 o'clock in the afternoon approximately, Weston-super-Mare, outside, roughly near the Odeon Cinema. There were lots of witnesses. Basically, so I've got to wait till the end of the month. So now, not only was I nearly beaten to death, and I've got permanent eye damage, very painful. I have the pleasure and the trauma, actually, of waiting till the end of the month on bail, worrying that I may now be charged with something. I've done nothing. All I've done is gone Christmas shopping, tried to stop someone attacking a dog unsuccessfully, and then I find myself on bail for a fray, and my attackers are loose in the community. I understand from the police the guy that attacked my eyes is not available. He's not made himself available to the police. Essentially, he's hiding by the sound of it. The police said they'll probably catch up with him at some point. Oh, he stole my phone, by the way. While I was on the floor, being beaten and kicked in the head, I tried to phone 999 again, because I'd just finished talking to the police, because I'd been speaking to police all the time. I'd been speaking to this woman walking behind her saying, you know, hello, your boyfriend attacked me. Basically, the police were on the phone all the time, but I'd turned the phone off because I thought that was it. You know, I could go back to the police station. So now I have to wait till the end of the month to find out if I'm being charged with anything, and yet I'm the victim. I'm so unhappy. I know the very word, and it seems to me this is an extraordinary way to treat a victim of crime. Imagine you were raped and you go to the police station, you manage to get there, you've wounded and injured, traumatised, and the police say, oh, okay, well, we'll put you in waiting room for a few minutes, and then before you go, we're going to bail you, and we're going to bail you with your rapist, or the other attacker, say the rapist pretended that you'd attacked him, you're in with the rapist. I can't get over this. I don't understand it. This seems to me an extraordinary way to treat a victim. In the meantime, I want to appeal to the public on 2 counts. If you were in Weston-super-Mare High Street on the 21st of December, between 3:45 and 4 o'clock, or around that time, and you saw me be attacked by 2 women and a man, please either phone the police or phone my solicitor, which is Alletson's in Bridgewater, and there are numbers in the phone book, I can't remember it offhand, or maybe you could even phone my friend Roy on 07733 064757 and tell him if you witnessed it, and then we can then supply that information to the police. I'm so upset and angry that as a victim I've been treated like this by the police, and my attacker is still loose. Incidentally, this man that attacked me is only 20 miles away approximately from Joanna Yates that was murdered, and still no one's been caught for that murder at the time this is being recorded, and it probably isn't those people. But hey, it's only 20 miles down the road and they attacked me in a fury of aggression. I actually rung the Crime Stoppers helpline, and they said, can you prove any of this? I said, no, I can't prove they're anything to do with it. They probably aren't. But, this is just a snippet of information, which is what you think they'd want. Didn't seem too interested. I have my doubts about the Avon and Somerset Constabulary and their commitments to victims of crime, and I'd love to be proved wrong. Maybe they will charge my attackers. They'd initially said there's CCTV down in the town centre, and we're arresting you for a fray because someone said there was fighting on CCTV. Now, I knew this couldn't be the case because it wasn't true. There was no fighting. It was just me being attacked by 3 people. Then, when I went back to the police, they said, oh no, there is no CCTV of this in this part of this town centre you were in, which was roughly by the Odeon Cinema and Sweet Memory Sweet Shop. Okay, so apparently there's no CCTV there. Although the Western Mercury was saying a week before how good the CCTV was in the town centre, so make of it what you will. The upshot is I'm having to offer now £1,000 reward for anyone that saw what happened to me, that is willing to report what they genuinely saw to the police, that results in a conviction of the 2 women and the man who gouged my eyes for serious assault. It was a serious assault. I could have been killed. I have got a bad eye infection now. I was kicked really badly in the head. I'm just, The other thing I'm going to do, because I'm so cross that I've been treated as a perpetrator rather than the victim that I am, is I'm going to do a crime survey. A while back in Bridgewater, when my car was repeatedly wrecked by vandals, among other residents' cars who were repeatedly wrecked, I did a crime survey, and I phoned Mare and I said, how do you collate this survey? What's the methodology? And basically, the crime survey that myself and residents collated did in excess of the methodology of Mare, and we looked at 500 people and we said, what is your experience of crime in Bridgewater and how do you feel it was dealt with by the police? And actually now, I think I'm going to do that in Weston. I'm going to get some crime surveys printed out. I'm going to get some DVDs out. I'm going to say to the people of Weston, what do you think of the level of crime in Weston? Have you been a victim of crime yourself? I would like to hear about it. And we will be doing a crime survey in Weston at some point early in the new year. And we will publish those results either on the internet or in the local press if they're interested. So please, if you've been a victim of crime in Weston-super-Mare and you've reported it to the police, or if you haven't reported it to police, let me know what happened and why. If you didn't report it to the police, why didn't you? If you did report it to the police, how do you think you were dealt with as a victim of crime? Because if we let people just get away with beating us to the floor and the police are not going to treat us as the victims that we are, we're going to be treated as another number, or I understand the resources are a bit thin with the police in Weston, as probably everywhere at the moment, and I have every sympathy with that in the sense that, you want the police to have the resources to police the community properly. But if you go to report a crime somewhere you feel you should be safe, you should be believed in the police station, and when you go there, you are treated like a perpetrator of crime and not a victim. There is something seriously wrong there, and it needs looking at. So please, people of Weston, Bridgewater, Somerset, and the world, help me out. We would like to sort out the problems in Weston to any degree that the public can. We would like to assist the police in finding out where they're going wrong when people report crime to them, if they are. But frankly, I doubt the way I was treated was an isolated incident. I don't believe that. And it's just not good enough. It's left me traumatised. I'm very nervous going out. If someone taps on my car window when I'm in there, I jump out of my skin. This was a genuine attack upon me, genuine. I didn't make this up. It happened. Let's sort it out, people. I used to be a counsellor and I worked with people with drug and alcohol problems, and I have every empathy with people trying to turn their life around. My friend is a health service manager and works around the Weston area, and he told me a survey was done of rehabs in Weston, and somebody bothered to do the statistics and look at the recidivism rate of drug and rehab users in Weston, and he said to me that the amount of people, not cured, but we'll call it cured for the sake of argument, that don't reoffend and that manage to conquer their drug problems and go on to have a useful life are 3%. Yes, folks, 3%. 97% of people that come from rehab in Weston, according to my source, reoffend or continue to reuse drugs. These people need assistance to stop because they're ruining their lives and they're ruining the lives of people in the community. I don't know if the people that attacked me were on drugs, but they were very confident that it was okay to beat me up in public. They were very disinhibited. My feeling as someone who's counselled people with drugs for 3 years is they were drug users. Maybe they weren't. If they're not, they're just thugs, in my opinion. Okay, let's sort it out, people, because if the police aren't willing, let's sort it out ourselves. Let's put pressure on those people that supply funding, that supply resources to the community. Let's see how victims are treated. Let's say to those people, MPs and councillors, this isn't good enough. We're not going to be beaten up in the streets and then treated like perpetrators. We want something done. You get paid money for this. Sort it out, please. Okay, hope I didn't bore you.